I'm going to tell you something that will go against every instinct you have, something that contradicts what you've been taught about sharing your dreams, being transparent, and letting people into your journey. But if you can master this one principle, this ancient law of success that most people violate every single day, you will move faster, build stronger, and protect your vision from forces you don't even know are working against you. Here it is. Stop telling people your plans. Stop announcing your goals. Stop sharing your dreams before they've materialized. Stop seeking validation for visions that haven't yet taken form. Do not tell anyone, and I don't say this lightly. I don't say this to be secretive or antisocial. I say this because there is a spiritual, psychological, and strategic law at play here that most people discover too late, after their dreams have been drained, their momentum stolen, and their fire extinguished by the very people they thought would support them. Let me ask you something. How many times have you been excited about a goal, shared it with someone, and then felt deflated afterward? How many times have you announced your intention to start a business, lose weight, write a book, change your life, only to have someone respond with doubt, skepticism, or a story about why it won't work? And how many times did that conversation drain your enthusiasm so completely that you never even started? This is not coincidence. This is energy transfer. When you speak your dream into the world prematurely, before it has roots, before it has momentum, before you've built the foundation, you open it up to attack. Not always intentional attack, but attack nonetheless. Because when you share an unformed vision with others, three things happen. First, you give away the energy of the idea. The excitement, the potential, the fire, it dissipates the moment you speak it. What should have been channeled into action gets spent on conversation. You feel like you've already accomplished something just by talking about it. Your brain releases the same dopamine as if you'd actually done the work, and then the work doesn't get done. Second, you invite doubt into your mind. Even if the person means well, even if they think they're being realistic or helpful, their doubts become your doubts. Their fears become your fears. Their limitations become your limitations. And suddenly, the vision that felt so clear and possible now feels distant and uncertain. Third, you expose your dream to spiritual warfare. Call it what you want. Negative energy, envy, psychic interference, the evil eye. Every culture in history has recognized this force. When you announce your plans to people who are not moving, not building, not winning, their stagnant energy latches onto your rising energy and pulls it down. Not because they're evil, but because misery loves company, because mediocrity resents ambition, because unconscious people resist conscious transformation. This principle is not new. The Bible says, "Do not cast your pearls before swine." The Talmud teaches the best safety lies in silence. Ancient Egyptian wisdom warned, silence is more profitable than abundance of speech. Why? Because the masters understood something that modern culture has forgotten. Your dream is sacred, and sacred things must be protected. When a seed is planted, you don't dig it up every day to show people. You don't announce to the neighborhood, "I planted a seed." Come look, no. You cover it with soil. You protect it from the elements. You water it in silence. You let it develop roots in the darkness before it breaks through into the light. Your goals work the same way. They need time to germinate. They need space to develop. They need silence to grow strong. And when you prematurely expose them, you kill them. Here's what happens on a psychological level when you share your plans too early. Your brain cannot tell the difference between talking about a goal and achieving it. When you announce, "I'm going to start a business," your brain gets a hit of dopamine. It feels good. You get validation. You get encouragement. You feel like you've accomplished something, but you haven't. You've only talked about it, and now the psychological pressure to actually do it has decreased because you already got the reward, the social recognition, the feeling of accomplishment without doing any of the work. This is why people who constantly talk about their goals rarely achieve them. This is why the loudest person in the room is usually the least accomplished. This is why the person who announces every new plan on every occasion never follows through. They're leaking their energy through their mouth. They're seeking validation instead of building momentum. They're performing instead of executing. But there's another reason to stay silent: strategy. When you move in silence, you maintain the element of surprise. Your competitors don't see you coming. The doubters don't have time to discourage you. The naysayers can't plant seeds of fear before you've built confidence. You get to work without interference. You get to build without criticism. You get to fail and adjust without public judgment. And by the time people see what you've built, it's already done. It's already real. It's already undeniable. Look at the most successful people in any field. They don't announce every move. They don't share every strategy. They move in silence. They build in private. They let their results do the talking. The powerful move in silence. The weak announce everything. Now, this doesn't mean you tell no one. There are people you can share your vision with, but they must meet specific criteria. First, they must be actively building something themselves. People who are in motion understand the energy of creation. They won't drain you. They'll amplify you. Second, they must have a proven track record of support, not just words, actual support. People who have shown up for you before. People who have your best interests at heart. Third, they must understand the principle of silence. People who know how to protect energy. People who don't gossip. People who can hold sacred space for your vision. This is your mastermind. This is your inner circle. This might be one person. It might be three. It might be none. And that's okay, because you don't need a crowd to build an empire. You need clarity, commitment, and silence. Here's a truth that will change everything. The most powerful growth happens in the dark. A baby grows in the womb in complete darkness, in complete silence. A seed grows underground, hidden from sight, protected from the world. A butterfly transforms in the cocoon, in total isolation, away from interference. This is the natural law of creation. Before the emergence, there must be silence. Before the revelation, there must be hiddenness. Before the breakthrough, there must be incubation. Your dream is no different. It needs the dark. It needs the silence. It needs the protection. Stop exposing it prematurely. Stop seeking approval prematurely. Stop sharing it with people who haven't earned the right to know. Let it grow in the darkness of your discipline. Let it strengthen in the silence of your commitment. Let it develop in the privacy of your focused action. And when it's ready, when it's strong, when it's real, when it's undeniable, then you can bring it into the light, but not before. Here's what you need to understand. The moment you start moving differently, people will notice. They'll ask questions. They'll want to know what you're doing. They'll try to get information. And your job is to smile and say nothing. What are you working on? Just some projects. What's your plan? Still figuring it out. Why are you being so secretive? I'm not. I'm just focused. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't owe anyone access to your vision. You don't owe anyone a preview of your future. Your only obligation is to the work. And the work requires silence. Because here's the reality. Most people don't actually want to see you succeed. They say they do. They might even think they do. But subconsciously, your success threatens their comfort. Your growth exposes their stagnation. Your courage highlights their fear. Your transformation forces them to confront their own lack of progress. And so they will often, without even realizing it, try to slow you down. They'll tell you it's too risky. They'll remind you of past failures. They'll suggest you wait. They'll offer realistic advice that's really just their own fear projected onto you. Do not give them the opportunity. Move in silence. Build in private. Let your success be the announcement. Think of your vision as a battery. Every time you talk about it without taking action, you drain the battery. Every time you seek validation from people who aren't qualified to give it, you drain the battery. Every time you expose your plans to doubt and negativity, you drain the battery. But when you stay silent, when you channel all that energy into action, when you protect your vision from interference, the battery stays charged. The momentum builds, the power compounds, and soon you're not just talking about success, you're living it. This is the energy economy that most people never understand. They wonder why their goals never materialize. They wonder why they start strong but fade quickly. They wonder why others seem to accomplish more with less talk. The answer is simple. They're leaking energy, and you don't have to. Starting today, you can close the leak. You can protect your power. You can guard your vision like the sacred thing it is. Now let me go deeper. There is a spiritual dimension to this that cannot be ignored. Throughout history, spiritual teachers have warned about the evil eye, the phenomenon of negative energy affecting those who are rising. You don't have to believe in mysticism to recognize this truth. Energy is real. When you share your plans with envious people, even if they smile and congratulate you, their inner resistance creates a psychic drag on your momentum. They might not curse you out loud, but in their mind, they're thinking, who do they think they are? They're going to fail. I give it 2 months. And that energy, it affects you, not because it has magical power over you, but because on some level you can feel it, and it plants doubt where there should be certainty. This is why the wise move in silence. This is why masters protect their energy. This is why successful people don't announce, they execute. So what does this look like in practice? 1. Stop talking about your goals before you've made significant progress. Don't announce the business before you've made your first sale. Don't announce the book before you've written half of it. Don't announce the transformation before you've done the work. 2. When people ask what you're up to, be vague, working on some things. Staying busy, just focused on growth. You're not lying. You're protecting. 3. Share your journey only with people who are qualified to receive it. Your mentor, your mastermind, your accountability partner, people who are building, not watching. 4. Let your results speak. Don't tell people you're going to be successful. Show them by becoming successful. Don't tell people you're changing. Show them by being unrecognizable. Don't announce the plan. Execute it. And let the world discover what you've built when it's too late for them to interfere. Here's what will happen when you start practicing silence. People will think you're being distant. They'll say you've changed. They'll accuse you of being secretive or arrogant. Let them, because while they're talking, you're building. While they're seeking attention, you're gaining traction. While they're announcing plans, you're executing them. And in a year, when they're still talking about what they're going to do, you'll be living what you said nothing about. That's the power of silence. That's the protection of privacy. That's the strategy of the successful. From this moment forward, you are someone who moves differently. You don't announce, you execute. You don't seek validation. You build conviction. You don't share every plan. You protect your energy. Say this with me now, out loud, with power. I move in silence. I protect my vision. I do not cast my pearls before swine. My plans are sacred, and I guard them until they manifest. This is your new mantra. Not secrecy for secrecy's sake, but strategic silence that protects your energy, preserves your momentum, and shields your dreams from those who cannot understand them yet. When you master the art of silence, when you learn to build in private and let your results speak in public, you unlock a level of power that most people never access. You stop leaking energy. You stop seeking permission. You stop giving your critics ammunition. And you start moving like someone who knows exactly where they're going, because you do. Your success is not up for debate. Your vision is not up for discussion. Your plans are not up for approval. They are yours, sacred, protected, developing in the silence until they're ready to be revealed. So close your mouth, open your notebook, and get to work, because the world doesn't need another announcement. It needs your results. Do not tell anyone. Just show them when it's done. Now go build in silence. Your future self is waiting.